Good morning. Hi, Michael here, and today looking at Psalms 5 for meditation, focusing on verse 7 through to 9. Let's go ahead and read Psalms 5 then, first 9 verses. Verse 1. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God, for to you do I pray. O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you and watch. For you are not a God who delights in wickedness. Evil may not dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You hate all evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. Verse 7. But I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, will enter your house. I will bow down towards your holy temple in the fear of you. Verse 8. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. Verse 9. For there is no truth in their mouth. Their inmost self is destruction. Their throat is an open grave. They flatter with their tongue. And so we look at the treasure of David for the exposition. Verse 7, which reads, But I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, will enter your house. I will bow down towards your holy temple in the fear of you. But this verse, the first part of the psalm, ends. The psalmist has bent his knee in prayer. He has described before God as an argument for his deliverance the character and the fate of the wicked. And now he contrasts this with the condition of the righteous. But as for me, I will come into thy house. I will not stand at a distance. I will come into thy sanctuary, just as a child comes into its father's house. But I will not come there by my own merits. No, I have a multitude of sins, and therefore I will come in the multitude of thy mercy. I will approach thee with confidence because of thy immeasurable grace. God's judgments are all numbered, but his mercies are innumerable. He gives his wrath by weight, but without weight his mercy. And in the fear will I worship towards thy holy temple, towards the temple of thy holiness. The temple was not built on earth at that time. It was but a tabernacle. But David was wont to turn his eyes spiritually to that temple of God's holiness, where between the wings of the cherubim Jehovah dwells in light ineffable. Daniel opened his windows towards Jerusalem, but we open our hearts towards heaven. Verse 8. Now we come to the second part, in which the psalmist repeats his arguments and goes over the same ground again. Lead me, O Lord, as a little child is led by its father, as a blind man is guided by his friend. It is safe and pleasant walking when God leads the way. In thy righteousness, not in my righteousness, for that is imperfect, but in thine, for thou art righteousness itself. Make thy way, not my way, straight before my face. Brethren, when we have learned to give up our own way and long to walk in God's way, it is a happy sign of grace, and it is no small mercy to see the way of God with clear vision straight before our face. Errors about duty may lead us into a sea of sins before we know where we are. Verse 9. The description of depraved man has been copied by the Apostle Paul, and together with some other quotations, he has placed it in the second chapter of Romans as being an accurate description of the whole human race, not of David's enemies only, but of all men by nature. Note that remarkable figure. Their throat is an open sepulchre, a sepulchre full of loathsomeness, of miasma, of pestilence and death. But worse than that, 'tis an open sepulchre, with all its evil gases issuing forth to spread death and destruction all around. So with the throat of the wicked, it would be a great mercy if it could always be closed. If we could seal in the continual silence the mouth of the wicked, it would be like a sepulchre shut up and would not produce much mischief. But their throat is an open sepulchre. Consequently, all the wickedness of their heart exhales and comes forth. How dangerous is an open sepulchre! Men in their journeys might easily stumble therein and find themselves among the dead. Ah, take heed of the wicked man, for there is nothing that he will not say to ruin you. He will long to destroy your character and bury you in the hideous sepulchre of his own wicked throat. One sweet thought here, however. At the resurrection, there will be a resurrection not only of bodies, but characters. This should be a great comfort to a man who has been abused and slandered. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun. The world may think you vile and bury your character, but if you have been upright in the day when the grave shall give up their dead, their open sepulchre of the sinner's throat shall be compelled to give up your heavenly character, and you shall come forth and be honored in the sight of men. They flatter with their tongue, or as we might read it, they have an oily tongue, a smooth tongue. A smooth tongue is a great evil. Many have been bewitched by it. There be many human anteaters that with their long tongues, covered with oily words, entice and entrap the unwary and make their gain thereby. When the wolf licks the lamb, he's preparing to wet his teeth in its blood. Oh, man. Oh, man. God sits high and looks low. Oh, praise his holy name. Trust you enjoy the meditation. Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.